Hello, everyone. Look what I have. I have the Craft Felt Tarot by Gianna Lucci. All right. Yeah, so this one I just got. Actually, I got it from, oh my gosh, I forgot their name. I will put it up on the screen. But it was one of those, like, deck culling situations, and asked if anyone wanted the Craft Felt Tarot, and this has been a deck that's been on my wish list for quite some time. So I said, yeah, I definitely want that deck. So here it is. It's not in order. I have it didn't arrive in order, but I've also shuffled it around and played with it a little bit. Yeah. So very cute, very, very, very cute deck. I also want to say, this is going up a day late. I normally post my videos on Tuesdays and Saturdays, but my husband has this week off from work, and then we were doing other things, and I just didn't, like my last video, I pushed to Sunday instead of Saturday, and this one I'm also pushing a day late because I'm recording this on Tuesday. And just before I started this video, I found out the news that Dolly Parton just died, and oh my god, I'm so sad. So R.I.P. Dolly Parton. Yeah, so this deck is really interesting. All of it's made out of, like the art for it was made out of felt, and then pictures were taken of it and made into a deck. So super, super cool. And the book is really interesting. It's a book of haiku. So like each of the cards, instead of having a meaning, has a little haiku. And I think that's really, really cool. So I like that. I like creative stuff with the guidebooks. Yeah. So I'm really quickly going to go through this because I feel like a lot of people have seen this deck already. This is not a deck that's new out on the market. It's been around for a while, but it's been on my list and I just never got around to getting it. Seeing someone ask, trying to cull their collection and asking if anyone wants it, I definitely jumped at that opportunity. This is so cute. The Eight of Pentacles. I love this Eight of Pentacles. And this sort of, this kind of crafty kind of deck is right up my alley. I am a crafter. I don't work with felt, but I do work with lots of fiber arts, things like that. So I'm really excited to have this. Yeah, I bet my mom would love this deck. So, yeah, my mom likes to sew and stuff and do that crafty kind of stuff. And that's kind of where I got it from. Got it from my mom. So this would be right up her alley. She would really like this one. I am going fast through this, just because, I want to, I don't know, like I don't know what kind of decks to pair with this, or if it would go well with any decks, but I pulled out a few decks, and, we'll see how they go. This might be a short video. I don't know. And most of my videos are like, I don't know, like 40 to 60 minutes long. And I tend to like that length for the most part, but sometimes I do a nice short one. And, I have a feeling this one might be shorter. But because there's not a whole lot I can say about it. I mean, the artistry on this is amazing. And as far as I know, none of this is like AI, because this was like this was made years ago, so I don't know how many years ago, but this was all hand done. All of the felt work here was all hand done, as far as I know. So don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty certain this was all hand done. So, and I love how the borders are all different colors, to kind of match each of the cards. I love that. I'm considering edging this deck, but, I don't know. Like, I don't do a lot of the deck mods. I say that I'm going to do deck mods, but, yeah. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, and by the way, I painted my nails right before I started this video. I kind of went with a rainbow theme. I had to stick with 5 colors since, 5 fingers on each hand. But, yeah. really cool. I thought it would go well with with this deck to have a little rainbow fingernails. And of course, this is very RWS based. It's pretty much a clone for the most part. I mean, it slightly goes its own way, but it's pretty true to the RWS system here. So that's also why I'm not saying a whole lot about each of these cards. It's just done so well. I love this. And there's a lock on the door. So this is the 7 of Wands. So it's like a defense. Okay, so I am saying something about one of these cards because that's kind of, there's a lot here. Very interesting. And I see what's going on here. They're doing a spell. That's the defense. The defense is the spell. Wow, that's cool. Yeah. We were going to go to a concert tonight. We were going to see Collective Soul. I'm really excited about that, or we were really excited about that. But one of the band members is ill, so they had to postpone the show. Sorry about the dog. She's barking at something outside. So kind of bummed about postponing seeing Collective Soul. That would have been really neat. Yeah, when I found out that Dolly Parton died, I was like, oh my God. I looked at my husband, I said, Dolly Parton. And he went, she died? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, damn it, you know? And he was just about to take our youngest to the band practice. And our youngest was like, who's Dolly Parton? But then when I told my oldest is 19, and she came out of her room, and I said, Dolly Parton died, and she knew exactly who that was, and it was just like, what? Yeah. Can you believe that she died before Orange Man? Ugh. All right. Anyway. Ooh, here's a rainbow. Yeah. Our middle child knew who Dolly Parton was. She was like, oh, that's sad, but then closed her door. Oh, the light just changed in here. Sorry if it affects the camera. Yeah, it did change the lighting a little bit. Sorry about that. Clouds and stuff. I don't use artificial lighting. I film in front of a window, so sometimes the lighting is really good, and sometimes it kind of sucks. And I do try to edit that in editing, but you know, when it's just clouds moving, I just kind of let it do its thing. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh, I pulled this one fairly recently, during one of my readings. Oh, I think this was my reading, actually. All right, so that was all of the cards from the Craft Felt Tarot, and the cardstock. It's glossy. It's fairly thin. Oops, sorry. Yeah, sorry about the dog there. So yeah, the cardstock is fairly thin, but it's not like really bad quality or anything. It's fairly thin. It's easy to shuffle. I will try to get around the camera to shuffle. Sometimes when I shuffle on camera, it looks like I'm a really bad shuffler because I'm actually trying to shuffle around the camera. So, and then it bridges beautifully. I mean, I like this kind of cardstock, something that's really bendy, fairly thin, but like easy to riffle shuffle. I will say though that the box for it is way too deep. So the deck fits like you could fit like 2 of these in here. You could fit 2 of these Craft Felt Tarots in here. And then, yes, the book does fit in there, but there's still plenty of room in here. So the box, I think, is a little bit too large for the deck. But you know, that's a minor criticism there. Yeah, so I pulled out some cards some decks to pair with it. Not very many. Like I said, I do think this is going to be a little bit of a short video, but yeah, I'm going to do one more shuffle here. And as you saw, I'm terrible at like overhand shuffling. I really prefer riffle shuffling, but not every deck of cards is conducive to riffle shuffling. Thankfully, this one is. Yay! All right, so got that nice and shuffled, and let me lay out some decks here. Okay, so I pulled out here the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit, mostly because it's like black and white with pops of color and stuff, and I thought maybe that would go well with this one, but I have no idea. And this is kind of a large pile here, so let me take off a chunk. All right, ooh, raccoon, look at that. So yeah, I think there's a lot of bold colors with the Craft Felt Tarot here, so I'm not quite sure what's going to pair well with this. Could be kind of cool. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Oyster. I don't know, actually. Let's see. Maybe there's... I'm just trying to see real quick. That one could be kind of cool. I don't know. Ooh, frog. Okay. I like the frog. I'm not sure how I feel about this. So what do you think? Do you think this goes well or not? I mean, I like the rainbow aspect, and we see that with the Craft Felt Tarot here. I'm not sure. So this is a possibility, but I'm not sure how I feel about it. All right, well, that was the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit, and maybe I'll play around with this more in the future, see how I feel about it. Maybe it'll work, but there's also, like, it feels very different, like, vibe-wise. The vibe feels very different between these. Well, this is cute, though. Mouse. Because this one feels, I wouldn't say serious, but I don't know. It's got a different art style to it, obviously, because we're looking at felt here, but this one definitely has a very different vibe to it. So I'm not sure that it's talking with this one very well. Okay, so tapping into that sort of colorful aspect, I did pull out the Chromatica Oracle here. Chromatica Oracle by Chanel Days. And the lighting is, I think there's a cloud in front of the sun right now. So sorry about that, especially when we have such a colorful deck here. I just turned a light on off to the side. Hopefully that helps a little bit, but yeah. All right, so this one could be very hit or miss. I'm going with the colorful aspect here. But, you know, Chanel's deck here it can be a bit darker, and I do like that this spoke really well to with each other. Velvet Night Confessions with the 8 of Swords and the 3 of Swords. Wow. Okay, this could work. Softness lives here. Queen of Pentacles or Wands? Wands. Queen of Wands. Yes, because we see that black cat that we normally see with the Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands and Judgment with Softness lives here. Interesting. Okay, let's see. Honey Drop Courage between the Devil. Yeah, and the 8 of Cups. Yes. Interesting. Okay. Okay, liking this. I feel like this is something that could definitely work. Whoops, dropping cards. This can definitely work, and I'm loving the colors that are coming out from this. And I do think, even though this deck is a lot more, I don't know if intense is the right word. I don't know. There's a deeper feeling, or a more, this feels very childish. This feels very grown up, if you know what I mean. And yeah, so we're kind of getting a contrast there, but at the same time, I think these are working. I'm kind of liking the way these are sort of speaking to each other. It's very interesting. Like this doesn't quite go. We've got Stain, and it's all very like passionate and sensual here, and kind of sexy going on right here. But then we have something that's very jovial. You know, we have the 3 of Cups here with the Page of Swords. Interesting. This goes a little bit better. So that's kind of what I mean when I say that it's a little hit or miss, but I like it more than the previous deck. I think there's something about this that does work. Softening after conflict, and we have the Three of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, I think I kind of like this. I think I kind of like it. Yeah. All right. Okay, I did also grab another one of Chanel's decks. This is the Vintage Daydreams, I believe. Yes. And because of the vintage nature of this one, and also because it's very colorful, just like the Chromatica, I thought it might go well with this. The Craft Felt Tarot kind of has a vintagey theme or feel to it, for me anyway, because I think of, I think of my mom, I think of that the crafts we do at home. It's very homey. It's very, yeah. So we have Inner Unrest with the Three of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and the Knight of Cups here. Sorry, my mind went blank. Yeah, so that's interesting. Okay, so let's do the next one. We have Practice Becoming Instinct. We have the Moon, the Seven of Pentacles. I think that's Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. Practice Becoming Instinct with Strength right there. Or is this Temperance? Wait, no. Or the Wheel. It is the Chariot. Okay, I'm glad I looked this up because I actually had no idea what this was. I was like, is this the Seven of Pentacles? Because, I'm seeing this. And then I was like, wait, no? Is it like Temperance? But no, it is the Chariot. And let's see this haiku. So knowing what you are and what you are not builds traction for takeoff. Interesting. I don't know how much I like this interpretation for the Chariot. Now, I do understand, like, we got the black and white, the two, kind of like the two creatures that are pulling the Chariot. Okay, I get that, and I see a wheel on here. That's why I was like, is it the Wheel of Fortune? But that doesn't seem right. So I kind of see the elements here, but it is an odd. But I will say that this is it's 3 major arcana. That's kind of a heavy reading here. Yeah, all right. So let's do the next one here. And this, what is this? Is this another major arcana? Do I have a bunch of, I think I have a bunch of major arcana here. So this is 13. Is it up here? Yes. Okay, so this is Death. Okay, I just want to make sure because some of this, I was just kind of laying out cards and not paying attention to what things were. And yeah, so that's interesting. And then we have another major arcana. Man, I just keep pulling major arcana cards. And then the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so this one I can tell is not major arcana. Okay, so we have, oh, I can't even read this. And the light is really shifting here. This says, you are never as alone as you feel. Okay, I had to put that up close to my eyes. And then we have Death, the Hermit. Oh, that really fits. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles. Ooh, okay, this was a good reading. Okay, and then we have Sweet Ache with, this is the 6 of Cups, I'm guessing. The Hermit, or not Hermit, I'm sorry. The Hierophant, I'm pretty sure. And this is the 8 of Wands. Okay. Ooh, okay. Interesting. I think this could work. Yeah, I think this could work. Okay, so I've pulled out the Divinimation. Yeah, and this deck system is actually completely out of print now. And I wasn't able to get all of the little expansions, unfortunately, but I have enough I can work with. So we have a character, a location, and an object, and we've got Sailor Moon here. It is the Haunted Attic. The Haunted Attic, and the object is the Powerpuff Hotline. And then laying out these cards underneath. And this I thought might go a little bit better. Because, the artwork on the Divinimation is more simplistic. It's got that line work going on, and then you know, a little bit of pop of color. So we got Steven Universe there. We've got Jellyfish Fields, and we have the Batarang. All right, so that's the character, the location, and the object. Then we have King of Swords, Page of Cups, and the 3 people cards, and the Knight of Pentacles here. Okay. These, I actually think this could be a really fun combination. And that's good to know, because I want to bring this one out more often. We have, by the way, we have Cartman, we have, the Flintstones house, and the Super Suit. And the cards underneath, we have, Temperance. Yeah. Temperance, I think. Is this the Wheel of Fortune? I think it is. And this is the 10 of Swords. So I'm pretty sure that's the Wheel of Fortune. Let me double check these. And then it might be fun to do the haikus with these. So Temperance is right here. That is Temperance. Okay. And then I'm just double checking that these are what I think they are. 9 and 10. Yes. Wheel of Fortune, and then the 10 of Swords. So that works. Yeah, this could be actually, I think I might actually pull this out. Oh, Space Ghost more often. Space Ghost with Scrooge's Mansion, Money Bin, and the Arcane Book. Okay. We have the King of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles, and the 3 of, or is this the Empress? I think this might be the Empress. I will say, I kind of wish for the minor arcana that the creator had used like Arabic numerals for this instead of the Roman numerals, because I keep getting confused on what's a major arcana card and what is a minor arcana card, you know. But I do like that the 6 of Pentacles is under Scrooge's Money Bin. I think that's telling of a reading. So far, I actually think this might be my favorite of the decks we've paired with this. So we've got Hilda for the character, a portal. I think that's from Rick and Morty. And then we have Millennium Items. And let's see. 2 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, and King of Cups. Wow. Okay. Oh, one more. We had Powerpuff Girls. We had the Powerpuff Hotline earlier. We have Crystal Cove. And let's see. We've got Nachos. All right, and one more little layout here. Yeah, I think this could be a fun combination. Yeah, I like this. Okay, I grabbed 2 decks here that I'm kind of combining together with the craft felt. We have the Amethyst Oracle, the little mini one here. Focus. And we also have my Bitmoji Lenormand here. So this is my character. This was back when I had purple and blue hair. Yeah, so, and then I did just kind of this like little 9-card box thing, and I don't know how I might read this, but I have the 3 decks together, and this could be a fun pairing. Let's see. So we have the 3 Oracle cards up here. Then we have Tarot in the center. Tarot. And then my Lenormand here at the bottom. Ooh, cute. I think this could actually be a pretty good combination. So I'm just going to lay out one more. And I think this could work. I think Jessica Bott's artwork might go really well with the Craft Felt Tarot here. I have a few more of her decks, but we'll just stick with the Amethyst Oracle here. And then we have Heart and Crossroads, and this is Tower. Okay, that's pretty dang cool. All right, I like this. Okay, so for the last deck, I am pulling out one of my Japanese decks. This is the Kami-sama deck, and since this is completely in Japanese, I'll pretty much just be looking at the colors, really. And I kind of thought I could do something like this, where we have the Kami-sama right here, and then And because even though these are smaller cards, they are gods, basically. These are essentially Japanese gods. But because of the artwork of this, I thought it might go really well with the craft felt tarot. They're small cards, but big energies. So pulling one of these as sort of this divine energy, and then a message here at the bottom, a combination message. So, and again, I'm not going to be reading these cards, but thankfully the Kami-sama actually has a little phrase underneath each of these, so I could look into that. Ooh, and I like the pops of yellow that popped out there. I like that. This one looks like almost like a turtle. And we have that. I do like this. I actually like this quite a bit. I like, because we're seeing a lot of similar colors here, and I think that's the main thing I would see with this. Now I have a few different like decks that are like this. I have the Kami-sama here. I also have the Ryujin, which is the dragon gods, and I have the Shintaku cards, and all three of those are in Japanese, but they mean something different. So this one, Kami-sama, it means basically the divine beings, the great divine beings. And then the Ryujin means the dragon gods, and the Shintaku means the divine messages, so the messages from the divine. But these ones, the Kami-sama are the actual kami, the gods. Yeah, I'm liking that the colors are really speaking to each other here. All right, let's see. Again, I would have to look into what, because right off the top, I don't actually know what each of these cards are saying, but I have been learning Japanese for a few years now, but, you know, it's still, I mean, I could read the bottom part because it's in hiragana, but I don't actually know what it's saying. Uka no mitama no kami. So kami, that means God, but, and then this is the name of the kami, I think, up here. So, yeah. Very cool. I am liking, I love the way these look together. So, I definitely think I could actually utilize these together. So, cool. Okay, well, that is the craft felt tarot here. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Now, let me know which deck you liked best with this. Oh, and actually, before I finish this, let's do just a very quick, let me shovel this real quick and pull one card, and we'll read the haiku, and then we'll finish it off on that. Okay, shuffling here. The light shifted again, so hopefully it's not too terribly dark. I do apologize for, you know, I apologize for the sun. Not really, but you know what I mean. All right, so, woo. All right, let me pick a card here. We have, ooh, okay, the 8 of Wands. All right, let me do this whole thing again. We have the 8 of Wands here, and now let's look up the haiku for this. So, the 8 of Wands. Pentacles, Wands. Okay, the 8 of Wands. All right, here is the haiku. Energies aligned. Momentum sends them flying swiftly toward the goal. What a great way to end this. All right, so let me know down below which of the pairings you like the best. I think my favorites were the Chromatica, the Divinimation. I also really liked it with the Amethyst Oracle, and I actually really enjoyed it with the Kami-sama, the Kami-sama. So, but there were a few others that I did. So if you liked another one more, let me know. All right, thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye.